What's cracking, everybody? Mr. Fantastic. Quick question for a video we got today. What age should I let my kids lift? Or when should I start lifting when I'm playing sports? It depends on what sport you're playing. This is mainly for the parents or guardians or anyone that's looking to get some more information about when the kid growing up into their preteen years or going into middle school or going into high school, when they should start lifting. Personally, I began to lift weights. And when I say weight, here's the thing. There's different types of training methods. There's different types of training programs that people go through, but everything is specific and tailored to whatever sport the athlete is participating in. Obviously, there's a difference and discrepancy with the male and the female, or the boy and girl, and what training they should go into and when they should go into it and how. And all that is still included in this conversation. But personally, the time I started to lift serious weights was when I was 14, going into freshman year of high school, going into freshman football. That was when I started to lift weights. I go every now and then, starting age 12, 13 years old, just doing a little bit here and there with some dumbbells and just the bar. No plates or no metal plates being put on the bar because I wasn't that strong yet. But at that age, it might be a little bit different from another person, in which they'd be able to lift heavier weight if they're more of a heavy set kid, or if they're just bigger and stronger at that age. My suggestion would be the same. I'd have them start to begin to lift and do strength training, resistance training when they're age 14, going into high school. They'd have a lot more structure at that point. They'd have a supervisor that's running the weight room, and they'd have classes in high school. Maybe if they're not on a sports team, well, most likely they would be on a sports team. But if they're, along with them being in a sports team, it's usually required in each state, in each system, each education system, that they have to take a certain amount of credits to go into a physical education program or a weight training class, where they'd be able to get the basics done on top of what they're already doing with the team after school during practice. The question is when they should start to lift weights. Lifting weights to me is resistance training, strength training with the actual equipment, barbell, dumbbells, using chains, specific lifts with the weights, compound movements, deadlifts, squats, push, pull, hinge, all those is included in the whole realm of weight training. In terms of calisthenics and doing push-ups and pull-ups and sit-ups, that could be done at any age. Honestly, if the athlete or the participant plays a certain sport, youth, they'd be able to do push-ups and pull-ups and planks, all sorts of body weight calisthenic exercises whenever they want. And should be the foundation of when they should start to do these types of exercises. But that isn't the direct question. But that is an important point I'd want to include in this video, is to have the kid, even a couple years before they start doing the actual weightlifting, to do the calisthenics, to get an idea of some of the basic movements, of the push-pull movements that is needed, that will translate into the strength phase, and adding weight and adding bars and adding the technique behind each lift and exercise to gain optimal results when it comes to their body and physical strength. Starting in high school is the answer. Each sport is a little bit different. Football specifically, 13, 14 years old, get them started. I wouldn't go as far to getting the kid or the child or the young athlete a gym membership, not that early, because if they're going into a high school program, they have access to weights as much as they need. I don't think that it's necessary to get a gym membership separate from what they're already doing with the team and the school. Another important point when it comes to starting off weight training early on as a beginner athlete is to emphasize safety and technique. It's extremely important to make sure that safety is the number one principle, and really important and on top of their priority list of the protocol and what they should be thinking about and making sure they're aware of all times, is to do the lift safe and with the proper technique, because injuries and liability is a risk of that could occur with weightlifting and it could be very serious. It obviously derails the path and trajectory of what the athlete is going through when he is completing their path and journey of weightlifting. It could be very difficult to recover from injuries, especially weightlifting injuries, more specifically the squats, the deadlifts, cleans. Just when the weight is getting heavy and the bar is above waist level, the risk obviously goes up, and things can get really, really dangerous and can get serious when it comes to injuries in the weight room. So making sure safety is a priority is key. Proper technique. And the more research you can do with the lifts and exercises, the better. I believe that weightlifting and strength training is a must. It is a key to success when playing sports. All types of sports, doesn't matter. Football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, tennis, track and field especially. Every single sport needs to incorporate some sort of weight resistance training, along with the conditioning and the running and the skill, the more specific skill-based activities that are needed with each sport. Weight training is very, very important. Starting them out 13, 14 years old is the way to go. Our muscles and bones and everything, our maturation process of our body doesn't complete till we're in our late teens, early 20s. So the whole weightlifting, everything like that, axial load on the bones and everything like that kind of goes out the window when it comes to weightlifting can stunt your growth. Doing it around age 12 to 14 is a time when puberty enters with the girl and the boy. They're still growing. That's the ideal point of when they should start weightlifting anyways, and it will have no adverse effect on how their bodies will grow and how they'll mature later on. So that's the way to go. Hope the information was helpful. Any other questions, please comment on the video, or any requests on certain subjects regarding sport, please comment, ask, message. And that's another video of yours truly, Mr. Fantastic.